1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
We're back, and we have no Halloween candy left.
Wait, I missed out on Halloween candy?
We didn't have any.
Yeah, we didn't have any anyway, but...
You know, my wife told me that when she was a kid, she was a good girl. And she said her goal was, you get all the Halloween candy, make it last till Easter.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Easter.
I could see Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
Oh, I'm
getting all the way
like
into April,
72 hours. I mean... I pat myself on the back. Hey, I made it 72 hours. Good job.
And to just suffer through the stuff that sucked at the bottom of the bag.
Well, right.
My mom used to always tell a story. I would go trick-or-treating, go to the house, get a candy bar, go back to the house, eat it, then go back out and get another one, come back and eat it.
That's a lot of...
And then my older brother and sister came home with pillowcases, and I'm crying because I ate all my candy.
Did they give you any out of pity or no?
Yeah, I did get some that they didn't
They give you like the
so.
circus peanuts and
Yeah.
the orange peanut thing.
But I like those. I mean, I didn't
marshmallow thingy. You don't really know what flavor it was.
Right.
All right. Hey, it's Mike and John got it going on with Cougar. We're at Remax Platinum at our home studios now, courtesy of our friend Jordan Genso.
Well, as long as we pay the rent.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's why he stopped me in the hallway.
They are doing work outside.
I saw that.
I was like, can I walk on that? You know, because it looked like they were doing some cement work and
I
stuff
questioned
like
it
that.
too, but I just hopped up on it.
The guy looked
Don't
at
let
me
me
that
know.
was crazy. He's like, we've probably seen 6 people walk in front of you, but you asked if you could walk on it. That's the kind of guy I am.
I just wrote Mike and John podcast.com in the cement.
All right, let's get things underway with a look at the latest happenings here and around Livingston County. What's making headlines today?
All right, yeah, 2 of the big stories this week were, of course, the election on Tuesday. It was an off year.
Election?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what most people said. It was an off-year election, about 20 to 25% turnout. But there were some, interesting races on the ballot. Most notably in Howell, the mayor, was up for re-election, and he was being challenged by the former mayor. So current mayor Bob Ellis was re-elected. Former mayor Nick Proctor had challenged him, and Ellis was able to out-poll him by 46 votes. So a close race, but Howell Mayor Bob Ellis returned to the mayor's position. The other big thing on the ballot in Howell was the Howell Public Schools bond, $258 million. I mean, that's a $250 million bond, and that passed handily, 61 to 38% of voters saying that they were in favor of that. And that bond money will basically rebuild Northwest and Southwest elementary schools. It's also going to construct a community center at Howell High School. Some folks had questioned, like, why are school bond dollars going to build a community center? But folks obviously wanted that. And then there'll be security improvements and all kinds of renovations, and also new instructional technology and youth baseball and softball fields. In Brighton, city council members Susan Gardner, Jim Bone, and Paul Gibson were reelected. I guess for some of them just elected to council. They've been appointed previously. Ken Schmenk also elected to city council. All of them but Schmenk will serve 4-year terms. Per the city charter, if you're the lowest vote getter among the winners, you only get a 2-year term. Which I always feel like it's the wah wah.
Consolation
Yeah,
prize?
it's just like the wah wah in the city charter. So you're able to, just for 2 years, see if you can hack it.
Being like a cadet,
yeah,
you got to make it through.
I wonder if they like haze the new guy, Schmank, coffee.
I wanted cream with that, Schmank. Go back and correct it.
Also in Brighton, there was a public safety millage that was up for a renewal, and that also handily passed. The other big story this week involved, if you remember, a gentleman named Jerome Kowalski. This is the guy who was convicted of murdering his brother and sister-in-law back in 2008 in their Osceola Township home. That conviction was later tossed out because of, and I'm going to bring up a name here, if you recall, former Judge Teresa Brennan. Of course, she presided over that case, but was having an affair with the lead detective, Sean Furlong, and this is actual, not a soap opera. That all actually happened. And so his charges were tossed out, and there were some questionable, very questionable decisions made during the course of that trial, whether he got whether he got a fair trial or not. So he has been fighting since, the charges were tossed out and the prosecution said we're going to retry the case. You're going to get a new trial. And he's been on house arrest since then for more than a year now. He's been on house arrest, which, is better than prison. I would imagine. Well, it depends on your house. Yeah.
Right.
But this week, the Livingston County, the Michigan Court of Appeals rejected his effort to just basically dismiss the charges permanently. In other words, just say, we're done here. Essentially, he pointed to all the misdeeds that had occurred during the trial, and there are numerous ones. The Court of Appeals said, indeed, we understand that is all true. We're not saying that that's not true. However, that all pertained to whether you got a fair trial or not. It did not pertain to whether you were guilty or not. So there will be a second trial. When that's going to occur, we don't know. But another story that's been just kind of going on and on. With the Teresa Brennan stuff, that connection got international coverage. I remember when there were Japanese news crews that were covering that whole, mess when that first came out.
They were just trying to steal information from us. It had nothing to do with it. They were trying to compete with the Chinese.
It's just their way in.
Oh, I see.
That's what was really going on. And Bob Ellis is done with bowling for dollars. He will be the mayor again.
Yes.
Right? So he's no more doing bowling for dollars. Right? Wasn't he the host of that?
No, that was. I was like, I was sitting there thinking, what the hell is he talking about? What did I miss?
Bowling for dollars.
No, it was.
It was Bob Ellis, wasn't it? Not that Bob Ellis, but
it was Bob Allison.
Oh, Bob Allison.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I had a few of the letters.
You were close.
Right?
You were close.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So a lot of things happening. Find out more at mikeandjohnpodcast.com, and of course our website, designed, perfected, and maintained by our good friend Austin Lee from Orb Solutions, an honesty and integrity-driven marketing and technology agency. They're based in Royal Oak, but available to you anytime. They were founded in 2018 by Austin Lee, who helped his father, who was a contractor, so he kind of specializes in doing those small business websites. Orb Solutions, whether it's advertising, web design, print media design, and marketing, they're family-owned and operated. Find out more at www.orbsolutions. Orb.solutions, excuse me. All right, so thanks to Austin for everything he's done for us. He's helped us maintain and create a pretty cool website. So speaking of things on the web, last night's TNT, Thursday Night Trivia. Experts say this happens to the average person every 3 minutes. Every 3 minutes. What is it? Sure, dirty thoughts may have come to your mind, John King.
Me?
Every 3 minutes. That's slow. When you were a kid, it was about every minute.
Well, yeah. See, I was thinking, when you said that, in my mind, I immediately went to the classic movie, Bachelor Party.
Of course. Very underrated.
Because where he's talking about having relations in it. Boom, boom. There, just did it twice. For you Bachelor Party fans.
Yes, for you two people besides us.
That's a classic.
It sure is. Trivia, by the way, brought to you by Firehouse Stores, OG sponsor, Firehouse Stores, who have been serving Livingston County for over 25 years with unparalleled service and products. We appreciate their support throughout the beginning of this podcast for almost 2 years now.
Yep.
Firehouse Stores.
They were the first ones on it. And you absolutely appreciate the support all the way through. So thanks to Mike and Kim Witt. And Firehouse Doors, of course, unparalleled in their service for all your garage door maintenance needs, new doors, whatever you need, they can do it. And they really have great expertise. The thing about Firehouse Doors, is that whether it's home installation, business, I mean, they have done work for major corporations. They have done work where they've actually gone to other states where people have requested them to come for do specialized work. So Firehouse Doors, that really is, yeah.
The Firehouse Doors chopper.
That'd be kind of
come
cool,
into the
actually.
rescue.
So call Firehouse Doors today, 810-599-7480.
All right. So our question. Experts say, and you know how the experts
Well,
are.
yeah.
They're sitting around saying things. They say this happens
That's why they're experts.
to the average person every 3 minutes. What's the first thing that came to mind?
The first
Every
thing
3
I
minutes.
thought was being distracted, but then I read it again. I'm like,
Yeah.
3 minutes? That's a
That is-
lot of distraction.
But, in this TikTok age we live in.
Well, that's true.
Everything
That
is
is
like
very true.
shorter and shorter attention span. So
Yeah.
that's not a bad answer.
So let's take a look at a few of the answers. We did get a right one.
we did, yes.
Think of a loved one, said Cassandra. That's nice. Touch your face, said Robin. I think,
Right.
people do touch their faces a lot.
Well, and if you remember back, when the COVID first hit, they talked about not
Don't
touching
touch
your
your
face.
face, yeah.
That
And
was
then
something. And, well, the thing was, at that time, it was the first time I'd heard about, well, do you really touch your face? And you start thinking about it, like, yeah, I guess I do.
yeah.
Stop touching my
Yeah.
face.
So,
Ashley said, check your phone or watch.
right.
Chuck said, yawning. If that's happening every 3
3
minutes,
Yeah.
you need some oxygen.
You
Chuck.
must be in a work meeting.
or a work meeting or a senior house.
Yeah.
Where the temperature's like 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
going, "It's so
Yes.
hot in here, I could fall asleep.
Yeah. There was a relative early on in my marriage. We went to their house on Christmas, and it was always 914 degrees.
And that time of year, too,
No.
you've got all the
Yeah.
sweaters on,
Right.
you're dressed for winter. And
it was
you're
just like-
I feel like I should strip down to my beach attire.
and they didn't put on the TV.
Oh
So
my God.
you didn't have the TV to distract you. Okay.
You just had to
and
sit there
and they
and
weren't
sweat.
really a talking, so there wasn't like people are talking about stuff. So you just sit in your chair and you'd be like,
Christmas in a funeral home?
it would have been more lively.
Let's see. Jeff said lose focus. I think that's a great guess.
Yeah.
When you think about it, because sometimes we can't hold your attention for that long. Are you listening? Stop touching your face.
Or anything else. Do that 3 times.
Get a text message.
Yeah.
Chris said get an itch. Aren't like itches kind of contagious?
Yes.
Like all of a
Yeah.
sudden you say, start scratching here. It's like, no, I'm over here.
Or you,
Don't get it on the face.
Especially if you think it's like a spider.
right. If you watch a movie with
Yeah.
a spider and suddenly you're like,
It's moving. It's moving around. It's moving.
it's on my head. Oh my God.
Scott said take a breath.
Yeah.
every 3 minutes.
What are you, diving?
Come on for air.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any other really fun ones here. Nancy did get the right answer.
Yeah.
And so did Mary.
Oh.
Well, Mary said an app on your phone tracks you, which is the correct guess. But Nancy also said tracked by an app on their phone.
Yeah.
So get rid of the apps.
Right.
You're being tracked.
But if you turn off your location services on your phone, nothing works. I mean, very few things won't that you just assume. Like if you go to map, if you have a map,
Right.
You go to Google Maps
Right.
or whatever,
It won't work.
it won't work. So turn on
Although
your location services.
I've seen now that when you install an app, it'll say only allow it
Right.
while you're using the app.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean your
Right.
phone is on.
Exactly. So, I mean, and I know people have these stories all the time, and I don't. It's somewhat related to our answer. So the other day, this is actually kind of funny. The other day, our internet went out, and I'm like, okay, and I restarted the router.
You probably weren't
Yeah.
thinking it was funny at the time. I've known you for a long
Actually,
time.
I was fine. Actually, it was my kid that came to me. It was a 15-year-old who was like, very upset. The Wi-Fi's not working. He was like sweating, and and I'm like, all right, let's restart the router, and that didn't do it. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go online. I end up calling the company. I'm like, all right, I'll call their whatever service line. Get a hold of someone, which I was, okay, finally got somebody on there. And I go, hey, I just wanted to check, is there like an outage in the area? What's going on? And the guy goes, yeah, you haven't paid your bill since August. And I go, And then
did you tell your son that?
Yes,
just say,
right.
Yeah, it's a corporate thing. Yeah.
So I asked him, I go,
Danny didn't forget to pay the bill.
So they had our old email address on file, and I think they switched their billing systems, and somehow the wires got crossed, because I'm like, well, I go, can I just pay it now, and you'll turn it back on? He's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So...
surcharge.
Yeah.
How bad do you want it charged?
Yeah, exactly. No doubt. So I paid it. Okay, whatever. Then later like an hour later, whatever, I'm on Facebook, and suddenly ads for that internet company just start showing up in my... I'm like, that I've never seen before, ever.
Wow. That's
like,
when you call
Orb
Solutions and say, Austin, take care of this.
Clean my phone.
Clean my phone.
But don't look at that other file. Just this file.
Partially clean it. Don't clean the dirty stuff.
It worked really hard to get all that on there.
And to hide it?
Right at the fingertips.
Well, every 3 minutes.
I think we should switch gears now.
Please.
Why start now?
You know what else is coming up on the show?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My surprise?
Oh, you have a surprise?
I do.
Okay. Susan has a surprise.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at the 2-cent history lesson for this week. And there's a new news reporter to cover somebody very big. We're going to get into that, too. Ooh. That's a cliffhanger.
All right, then.
But first, I think we need to find out who this week's Orchard's Children's Services Child of the Week is.
Yeah, it is Nathaniel. And Nathaniel is 10 years old, considered to be very kind, well-mannered, polite when interacting and speaking with others. He's energetic, funny, adventurous. Nathaniel would like to become an engineer when he grows up. His special talent he wants to share with the world is that he can do sleight of hand card tricks. His favorite sports team is the Detroit Lions, so this is his year. And his favorite holiday is Christmas, so that's coming up around the corner. So Nathaniel, just one of the kids at Orchard's Children's Services, and of course, if you think you have room in your heart or your home for someone like Nathaniel, want to learn more about him or any of the other kids, or just want to ask a question, find out more about helping out foster kids, get a hold of Orchard's Children's Services. You can go online, Orchard's Children's Services. It's orchards.org, and you can find out more. So Orchard's Children's Services.
Like Nathaniel, when I was a youngster, which was back when life was in black and white, I for Christmas got a trick card deck. I don't know if you remember seeing these on TV as a kid, from Marshall Brodeen. And you'd get a stack of cards that was like half kings, and the rest were other cards. So that way you could, oh, God, I blew it.
Spoiler! You're never going to get the Magic Hall of Fame now.
I bet you got a king. A king of spades. Oh, I'm right again.
See, you ordered that. I ordered the X-ray glasses. These don't work at all.
Everybody still has their clothes on.
What the hell?
Or I see you got a broken tibia, Mom.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Boys.
Sorry.
Yes.
Boys.
Well, sorry.
Come on.
Now, today is, you said you had a surprise.
I do.
Right. And I only didn't even realize this. Today is a special day.
It is?
Yeah.
It's Veterans.
Isn't it Bring a Silly Thing Day?
It's Bring a Silly Thing Day?
It is Bring a Silly Thing Day.
We bring our silly thing every day.
Okay, we're back to that again.
We just don't show it off, that's all.
Stop touching your face and other things.
All right, Bring a Silly Thing Day.
All right, here's a silly thing. You ready?
All right.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
How silly is this thing?
Oh, wow, that's pretty silly. All right, let's...
Is that a kid's toy?
Okay, what's going on over there?
It's got a button here.
For our podcast only folks, they're going to hear that and go, what is happening?
So it has a switch here. Can I put the switch on? Does that do anything? It says Smart Stages.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
I can do that? Okay.
But it's not going to do anything.
Oh, no batteries?
Well, just wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry.
Would you stop touching your face and other things?
Ruined everything.
I'm sorry. I'll get this out of the way so we can
Okay.
put that on here. So
So my friend got me this.
All right, move your water thing. It's blocking it. Yeah, there you go.
So my friend got me this, and
What
because
exactly is it?
it's
What the hell is that?
It's by
That's the
Fisher
name.
Price,
There,
and it's
You know, Mike,
DJ
if you're ever going to make fun of me for using this remote,
I'm not
now's
going to
the
do that.
DJ
I got scolded for making fun of you. I'm not going to do that.
now's the time.
is DJ
just
bouncing.
get up.
Okay,
I
the
just get
toy's down here. The toy is down.
That's what she said. Okay, now, go, just get up and go move the camera. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay, I give up.
Okay.
All right, so this is the thing. So it has a
So
spring.
it-
Does it go up?
No.
Oh,
No,
I
this
thought it
just-
would like raise up like. Ooh.
It's by Fisher Price, and it's DJ Bouncin' Beats.
DJ
Really?
Bouncin' Beats.
Yeah, but wait, this is the
But
best
there's
part.
more.
Are you ready? This is the best thing.
Okay.
This is the best thing ever.
All right.
Okay.
DJ Bouncin' Beats in the house. Record and remix. When I turn red, say something, and I'll mix it into a song. Here we go.
Mike and John got it going on.
Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. That was such a bump.
Wow.
You brought your
That's a-
replacement, I see.
Can it help me with this remote? Stupid camera.
Let's try another one where
Okay.
I give it something
All
to
right.
sing
So you
about.
watch when. Well, I'll tell you again.
Okay.
Wait till it's. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
I killed it.
Don't do that.
DJ Bouncin' Beats in the house. Record and remix. When I turn red, say something, and I'll mix it into a song. Here we go.
John can't work the remote. John can't work the remote.
Can't work the remote. John can't work the remote. John can't work the remote.
Nice.
That was bopping.
Yeah, that was popping.
That is bring a silly thing to.
That's
to fun.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
What is that? What's the name of it?
It's by Fisher Price, and it's DJ Bouncin' Beats.
The bouncing beats.
Yes.
That is
But it
kinda-
does the ABCs and stuff.
I would imagine a little kid, you know, if you recorded their
Right.
goo-goos and gagas and whatever else, and you know, if they repeat something mother or father says,
Right.
What do you mean, little kid? I'm 55. I
Yeah.
love it.
I know. I'm kind of like, I want.
and
I
great for
want one.
parties.
It's great for drinking.
Yeah, take that to the holiday get-togethers.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna put
So-
this right
no,
here.
that's pretty cool. That's our entertainment segment, isn't it?
That
Of
pretty
course
much
it
is.
That was
yeah.
pretty entertaining, I think. Brought to you by our good friends at the Dio, where you get dinner and a show in Pinckney. John King was once in a show at the Dio.
I was there. Did bus
Not-
stop.
Yes, you were bus stop, and I think you were Carl.
I was Carl the bus driver.
He was a ladies' man. At least that's what he told all of us who didn't see the play.
Acting.
I'm Carl the bus driver. Chicks dig me.
Acting. Of course, if you're looking for a unique night out, look no further than the Dio Dining and Entertainment, Livingston County's multi-award-winning dinner theater. Whether it's date night or the celebration of a special event, the Dio offers an unforgettable night of food and live Broadway-style entertainment that is sure to earn you a standing ovation. Visit diotheater.com for tickets and show information. And speaking of which, of course, starting next Friday, November 17th, they'll be putting on their holiday show called Christmas Caroled.
Christmas Carol.
Caroled.
With a D.
With a D, apostrophe D.
Or it's just Christmas Carol D.
Carol
Carol D. She's a rapper.
D.
I love Carol
Christmas
D.
Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep. Dio
lot of fun.
Entertainment. Check them out. Diotheater.com.
So I don't want to upset too many Swifties, but I'm gonna probably. Even if you're a closet Swiftie, it's okay. No, I like Taylor Swift is very, very
Oh,
talented.
you cannot deny
yeah.
the
Oh,
woman's
yeah.
talent. Yeah.
USA Today has hired a new journalist whose job is just to cover Taylor Swift. Brian West. And in the article says he's the lucky winner that was selected from a pool of hundreds of applicants.
Oh, I bet hundreds.
Had to be more than 100.
Now, is he an actual journalist? Or is he just some contest winner?
I don't know.
He probably just knows
He says-
TikTok.
Yeah.
He says, I know about everything, every new song, every outing, every lyric, every album release, every party. So he's a true Swiftie.
Yeah.
So that's how he got the gig through USA Today.
Sounds more like a creeper to me. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, I forget.
How old is this guy?
I don't even know if the show is on anymore, but there was a show where they would have a celebrity and they would have this competition for who was the biggest fan on, because I saw one with Shania, the great Shania Twain, and that was the last time I watched the show,
Okay.
the one and only time I watched the show, because these people were so enthralled
Right.
with the celebrity that it just became, like you said, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
You know, like if it was Mariah Carey and you had a wall full of pictures.
I don't know why you'd bring up Mariah Carey.
Well, I'm just because
You know.
her Christmas song is probably already played.
Oh my God, are you
9,000
kidding me?
times yesterday.
The day after Halloween.
Why doesn't she make a Halloween song? Yeah. You know,
I mean, that is another one of those, seasonal favorites, but
but yes.
I think we just
so
say,
the dude's got
I want for Halloween is... Oh.
is my bag to be full. Okay. So I just thought that being said, you probably weren't in the running, but John is taken on more of a full-time
Yes.
job
Congratulations.
as a news guy.
Thank you.
Back as a news guy.
Right. I'm going to be
news.
I'm going to be the exclusive coverage of Nebula on the road,
right.
my garage band.
He's one of their biggest fans.
I'm one of their biggest fans.
He knows every member.
I'm their only fan. As far as I know, I'm the only one that's left. So
the reunion's kind of on my wayside. It's kind of like when you see CCR and there's one guy in the band.
Well, speaking of
Doobie
which,
Brothers, you know?
didn't you see the Guess Who? Burton Cummings is suing the Guess Who that's on the road right now.
Guess who's in the band?
Exactly, and he's actually made that joke. He goes, "Guess who? None of these guys." And I guess the band that's out there, they have the legal right to use the name Guess Who, but none of them have ever played on one note of any Guess Who song
their
ever
original stuff.
that's been
Recorded.
recorded and released.
God.
So it's like, and I guess he's just been like through Twitter has been kind of just every time they post anything, there's Burton Cummings going, nope. So thought that was kind of interesting.
He's not bitter at all.
Well,
No,
bitter
not at all.
I don't blame him, but yes. So I will start next week with Michigan Advance. I'm their senior reporter.
So that's what I was going to ask
Yeah.
you about, this whole senior thing.
Yeah.
It's based on my experience. Well, that's what they told me.
Years of
Years of experience.
Yeah. When I think about it now, I guess when you say experience, it's just another way
Saying old.
to say you're old. Oh no, you're not old.
Or used.
You're
This is an experienced doll. No, you've got tenure. You've got years of experience.
Yeah.
Stuff under your belt.
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely.
So, well, thank you.
Senior member.
Yeah, so.
Thought I was the old one.
So,
So another thing I caught was Reddit asked people what foods, and this has probably happened to all of us in one way, shape, or form. What foods don't taste the same as they did when you were a kid, or that they used
Oh,
to?
I
The
got
change
one.
has there's
Right.
been some type of change, or perhaps you've just outgrown that food. Like I used to eat SpaghettiOs as a kid.
okay.
Now if I eat them, they taste like metal.
They do.
They do.
You're right
And
about
I
that.
don't know if it's
Yeah.
the can or maybe the can's been on the shelf for 25 years and it kind of absorbed the metal taste, or if it's just they're just that bad.
Right. The thing that I remember was, like what, 10 years ago when Twinkies went out of business or they stopped making them. And up till that point, I mean, I hadn't had a Twinkie in years, believe it or not. But in my mind, they were like, oh, Twinkies are so great. Oh, and then I think we got a box of them. We found a box or whatever.
Yeah.
Found a box.
No,
It
because
was-
I remember.
yeah.
I think you text me and said Meyer has them.
Right.
And I just happened to be stopping at Meyer on my way home from work.
said, "Oh, we'll get a
And I
thing
go,
of-
I'll get some Twinkies. Maybe I can sell them.
right, yeah. And I remember
They're so rare.
taking a bite, and I'm like,
Yeah,
What
those
is in
never
this
taste-
thing?
They had a chemical taste
Yeah.
to them no matter what. I just think as kids we couldn't pick that up.
our
know-
young taste buds were just frozen. Sugar,
Yeah.
sugar,
Yeah.
So, that's one that I know has.
One that I had recently, so it wasn't from childhood, but from when my kids were little, is pizza rolls. I used to love
Right.
making
Like
pizza
Geno's
rolls.
or whatever they were?
Yeah.
The frozen ones?
Yeah, and my daughter and I, we always have, girls' night when she comes to visit, and we got pizza rolls, and I did the same thing. Like, what
Yeah.
tastes?
These aren't-
We used to eat this and like it.
Now you cooked them in the oven,
Yeah.
right? You didn't like microwave them because that's
No,
always going to make
no.
them. Yeah.
And we did try the air fryer though,
Right.
And that was
Did they explode?
pretty good. No,
Leave
not
it
the
too
air
long.
fryer. They actually turned out really good in the air fryer.
Okay.
But it still had that
still, yeah.
different taste. There's a different taste. I want to say metallic or
Yeah.
Or some
I'm
sort of
tasting-
chemical type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
yeah.
I
was really bummed.
We're experienced.
Right.
Perhaps.
Our taste buds are more
Years
experienced.
of
It's just the
experience.
stuff that we've been, inhaling and
Yeah.
eating and stuff for years. It just kind of has
Right.
worked its way up to our taste buds through our skin. And you're just like, everything tastes like metal now.
Right.
I just kept hearing my mom, you are what you eat. You are what you eat.
Mom knew. Mom knew.
But I don't know if, and some people had mentioned different types of chocolate, like your traditional candy bars that you grab at the grocery store or whatever while you're waiting in line, and Kit Kats or like Hershey's chocolate bars. I used to love those. Now if I have one, it just tastes like wax. It tastes waxy.
Yeah.
Then I remember it. Although it's probably all the same.
Hershey's is still good. It's some of the other chocolate.
Yeah.
I think
like-
that bag is the fun stuff. To
Yeah.
bring. No, that was silly stuff.
Yeah,
Next
right.
week, fun stuff.
Just silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easter, I think, is when you get a lot of the crappy
like the
chocolate.
crap eggs.
Right.
Or
some of
the bunnies.
Yeah, some of the hollow ones especially. Like.
They should outlaw Hollow Bunny.
And don't they have the white flaking on it? That's when you know it's like crap chocolate.
It's been around
Yeah.
for a
It
while.
starts to look like it's aging.
Right.
Like in front of you.
Oh,
I just wipe that
I
off.
don't know.
You'll find.
But as a kid, you didn't care. Oh,
Oh, hell no.
it's chocolate. No, but you're right.
That's
the
where they get
crappy-
white chocolate. They scrape it off bunnies. That's where it comes from. Oh, okay.
What is it? Was Brock's like one of the brands that would kind of white out on you?
Maybe, yeah.
Or, other brands that you never heard of in a chocolate aisle or a candy aisle.
Right,
until Easter
Brock's,
comes
I
along.
would imagine would be okay, but it's it's like Brock's with like an X, you know? And you're like, nah, I don't think so.
You know what else? And I don't know if the taste has changed, but when I was a kid, once in a while, I get those snow caps. when you go to
Oh,
the
I used
movies.
to love those.
Right.
And now I'm like,
Right.
I don't know when the last time I had them was. It was quite a few years ago. But it's just like I used to like these. And you get the little white pieces stuck in your teeth.
I used to love them with popcorn. You
Wow,
take a
mix it
bite.
in.
Oh, you mix them in and
Oh,
okay.
Sweet and salty.
Yep.
All right.
That's me, sweet and salty.
By the way, are you going to be playing anywhere anytime soon?
Any gigs?
You got-
I am playing at the American Legion next Friday.
They
Not
moved in,
today.
right?
A week from Friday.
So
Not
Friday the
playing outdoor
17th,
Friday the 17th.
American Legion in Howell.
5 to 7 during the fish fry. Amazing food.
Are you
Amazing
bringing your-
people.
Your co-part?
I might.
your new band member?
I might. He's going to
Take a
harmonize
request.
with me.
Yeah, so if Brian West, if you have a couple days off the Taylor Swift tour,
Yeah.
you stop
right.
by American Legion.
Yeah.
Check out Sweet and Salty over here.
I think I might even know a Taylor song.
Do you get requests for those?
No.
No.
I would imagine from the American Legion.
You never
They're
know.
like, who?
Not a lot of Swifties there.
No.
Zachary? You got any Zachary Taylor?
Zachary Taylor.
I get requests for like Joni Mitchell.
Sure.
And, Gordon Lightfoot.
Well, Gordon Lightfoot's in the.
He's a good
Well, he's not in our 2 cent history lesson, but something that
But
everybody knows.
the thing that
Gordon.
connects him to everything.
Yeah, the Gordon Lightfoot thing. Should we talk about the lady with the leak?
Yes,
You know,
please.
before we do,
We have to get serious here.
if you have a leak in your vehicle,
Your vehicle has.
yeah, call Murphy's Family Auto. They'll
You're
take care
so
of it.
smooth,
Yeah,
man.
oh,
I didn't even-
absolutely.
I didn't
I
think
had
of
to
that
make
one.
up for it after that whole remote debacle. So yeah, tune-ups, brakes, expert electrical, tire, shock, suspension, whatever. They do it all at Murphy's Family Auto, 517-552-3040. Go there Saturdays. They're open 8 to 1, and tell them Mike and John sent you. You'll save 5%. So murphysfamilyauto.com.
All right, so we're talking leaks here. British a British reality star by the name of Katie Price. She has a podcast.
I have no idea who this is. I'm going to look her up.
Well, I was going to ask you when you went to the UK if you heard of Katie Price.
No, I didn't.
Well, she admitted on her live podcast that fluid was leaking out of her behind.
Oh, my.
Her buttocks. She's 45 years old and recently had lip filler fluid injected into her butt to make it look plumpier. She told the crowd at the theater that she was doing her podcast from that her bandage on her butt was starting to leak all over the place. And it's just saline solution.
So it was right after the procedure?
Well, it must have been she had it about a week ago, she said.
Okay.
So she of course was...
You
wonder how much so I was thinking, how much did they use that it would be leaking? You think like a little drip or something, like a little blood drip or whatever, something like that. Like it's not a lot. But they injected her with 16 ounces of saline solution.
That's oh my
like a bottle of pop.
Yeah.
It'd be like taking this bottle right here.
And putting it in your rear
and injecting
end.
that in your butt. And then you wonder why it's leaking. So
maybe she wasn't supposed to sit on it yet, or like
she should have hovered,
popped it.
Maybe maybe it was too much pressure on the butt. But a week, it was a week out after the procedure. Are you looking around?
I am, and I want to let you know, Katie Price has an OnlyFans page. If you'd like to check out the leaking, I guess I don't know.
You got to pay for that?
Yeah.
Look at this chick's butt leak. Hey, Bob, you got to see this.
Bob, you're into butt leaks. Come here.
Well, during the podcast performance, and again, she was in a theater, much like we are now, but we just tell the audience, stay out of the theater. This is not safe for you right now. She showed off the bandage from under her tight suit and explained that's where the fluid was leaking.
Oh, nice. So
they got the first hand.
I don't know. I think she was covering up something.
Oh.
She's 45. Something else could be leaking. She's just blaming it on that.
Yeah, I think I have the wrong Katie Price then. You said she's 45?
She's 45, yeah.
All right. That woman's not 45, is she? No.
No.
Unless she's been reconstructed.
Well,
I'm sorry, I got distracted.
We have the technology.
I think she got a lot of injections.
Oh, she did the top two, it looks like. So just be careful. If
I'll
you're
do
looking
further
for butt
research.
Enhancement,
Yeah.
16 ounces of saline solution, probably not the right way to go. And I would hope that wasn't all in one shot, Can you imagine? All right, only I think like that. But.
No, you don't. I mean, you're not the only one.
It's kind of like, did they use a caulk gun?
I know, like what?
All right, got to let some of it settle.
Oh my goodness.
All right, that's all. Oh, we got to get to the 2 cents.
Well, I just want you to know that the New York Post, which is of course known for its great journalism,
Integrity.
They have a story about the butt leak.
Okay. See, that's her new nickname.
And it starts off.
Here comes butt leak.
Here's the first words of the article. But seriously, you guys. So I just thought I'd point that out.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway.
All right, it's Friday the 10th of November. Our 2 cent history lesson for this week. In 1775 this week, the United States Marine Corps was founded.
All right.
Just in time for the Revolution.
Well, and without that happening, we'd never have Gomer Pyle, USMC.
Or better yet, Sergeant Carter.
Well, yeah.
When you think Thomas Edison in 1894 invented the kinetoscope, a box in which you could start animated pictures could be seen.
So
it was the prelude to your movie projector, correct?
Sure.
Pretty close. 1865.
Pay a little bit extra. See, so check out her ankles.
Wow. The Peep Show? Is that where we went?
I never left, actually.
1865, the first pocket lighter was invented. 1865. Where did they put it before?
Candle.
Well, yeah, it had to be something big, right?
In the corset.
Okay.
In the cleavage.
Mary Anderson on this day or this week in 1903 patented windshield wipers. So did they not drive in the rain before that? Or did you have to reach over and do one of those?
I guess. He probably didn't drive in there. In 1903, not a lot of folks were driving.
George Claude,
George Claude.
in 1911, invented neon signs.
Nice.
Thank you, George.
Yes.
Now we know when places are open.
Yes. Look, there's a tattoo parlor.
And they're open. It's 3 a.m. and they're open. Perfect.
Let's get a tattoo.
1938, the holiday Sadie Hawkins Day, where girls get to ask a guy out, was invented in a comic strip by cartoonist Al Capp.
No, I did not know that.
So were they like poking fun at women asking guys out?
I
or
think
was it a serious introduction?
I don't know if it was that way or not, but I mean, when you think, we had back in, I want to say like junior high and high school, we had Sadie Hawkins
We
dance.
did too.
Where the girls would ask the guys to the dance.
Yep.
Do you remember asking a guy?
I
who
do.
He was?
He said yes.
Do you remember who he was?
I do.
Oh.
You're not going to tell us?
His name was Tom.
Oh,
Hey,
Tom.
Tom, want to go to the Sadie Hawkins dance?
Yeah, I have to say, no, that's a subject for another time. Tom.
Meanwhile, this is me at home in the lead up to the Sadie Hawkins dance. Hello? Is it working? Oh,
Dad, did you pay the phone bill?
is it still working?
Mom, get off the phone!
Get off the phone. They're trying to. My mom's like, it's okay, honey.
Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
They'll call back.
Yeah, don't worry.
They'll call back.
We got,
Or, you know,
I got call waiting. We're good.
Oh, wow, you had call waiting? Wow, you were rich.
Oh, yeah. We had call waiting.
Wow, you were rich too. Well, you were the
mayor,
mayor's
you know,
daughter.
Well, yeah.
They had to
of
be
course.
able to get
An
through.
emergency.
It's kind of like the bat line, you know.
Did you have a phone under a cake thing? A glass cake?
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody that had something like that? Or is that just a Batman thing?
Where they had their phone under the. Yeah, that was a Batman thing. If you're putting your phone under
It's like,
unless it's a
especially
cake.
if somebody's calling for the
You know-
dance, you got to run over to it.
That would actually be a pretty cool cake. If somebody made
Oh,
a cake
phone?
that looked like a red phone underneath the,
That would be cool.
you know, there's an idea.
There you go. 1951, since we're talking phones, the first direct dial long distance telephone call was placed when the mayor of Inglewood, New Jersey, called the mayor of Alameda, California, without using an operator.
What?
See? The mayor's. Important calls.
See? No,
Yes,
you're right.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right. I
What
wonder
was
how
that?
much
What was that?
call cost.
I'm right?
You are right.
What? Yeah. Okay.
Mark it.
I just want
It goes in the archives.
I just want to hear that again.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
1969, TV as we know it changed on this. Actually, it was this day in 1969,
Really?
the 10th of November.
I was a year old.
I was a little older than that.
I was 3.
I was a little older than that.
Okay.
I was 4. No, I was 5.
You were 5.
I had to do the math. I missed the first episode of Sesame Street. Sesame Street premiered.
Wow.
1969.
Yay! My favorite.
So,
Snuffleupagus.
See, I never watched
You like-
Sesame Street as a kid.
Really?
I didn't really.
Oh
At
my
least
gosh.
if I did, I don't remember. I mean,
I was mesmerized.
yeah.
That and Mr. Rogers.
well, Mr. Rogers.
I do remember Mr. Rogers. I remember
Now you
Romper
look at it
Room.
and you go, Mr. Rogers today would have been kind of weird.
Unfortunately, you're right. I mean, unfortunately, that's
'Cause
true.
King
But
Friday, he was, he was
but
kind
he
of
was. But you know, Mr. Rogers. I mean, Fred Rogers was, I think, a unique, remarkable guy. But unfortunately, you're right. In today's
Yeah,
age,
people would be going,
yeah.
Did you see the movie with Tom Hanks?
I did not. I said there was the documentary they made a few years before the movie. That was
The movie was really
yeah.
good.
All right,
Yeah.
got to see that.
Boy, Tom Hanks can play anybody.
He really can. And I want to
playing
take you back
Cougar
to
one of these
Bachelor Party.
Except
Did it twice.
That was the beginning of that career that he doesn't like to talk about.
It's time for Max, the sexual mule. Of course, that line did not come from Tom Hanks.
No, it
that
wasn't.
came from the great Adrian Zemed.
I think Adrian Zemed did the boom boom too.
I had
don't
the
think Tom
biggest
Hanks- that
crush
wasn't
on
Tom
him.
Hanks. You'll have to look that up.
It's very
1975, the ore carrier, known as the Edmund Fitzgerald, broke into two during a big storm on Lake Superior, which claimed 29 lives. 1975.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Oh, you're ringing the bell. Okay.
See what I did there?
Wow. It's haunted.
And finally, it was this week in 2000. Yeah, 23 years ago. Hillary Rodham Clinton became the first U.S. First Lady to win public office, defeating Rick Lozio in the U.S. Senate race from New York. And that is our 2-cent history lesson for this week. I think we learned some pretty interesting things.
Absolutely.
What are you checking?
I'm finding out about Tom Hanks.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Second, you're unmotivated. You have no self-esteem, no thought about the future. You're inconsiderate, you're insensitive, you're insincere, and you're irresponsible. A show-off. You're vulgar. You're inappropriate. You're unrefined. You're obnoxious.
Well, Mr. Thompson, that's really quite a list, and you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think if I really apply myself, I could be a totally changed person by the time we finish lunch.
Okay. Anyway, I thought I did it there. I was like, wrong.
All right. That was our bachelor party moment.
I'm pretty sure it was Tom Hanks, though.
That said the foom.
Did it twice. Foom, foom, did it twice.
I don't think so. We'll have to go and watch.
I'll do some more research. Did I mention I'm a senior reporter?
It might have
is
been
what got him the gig.
Adrian's
I mean,
men.
I don't know after this. Maybe like, yeah, you know what?
Hey, Bush League, hit the road. Yeah, we're going to rescind that offer. We'd like to take that back. All right. Is that it for today? Was there anything else?
God, let's hope so.
I got to check the.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check the rundown that was sent to me. The final word with Bonnie Runyon.
Oh, yes.
All right.
I
Now,
gotta-
Bonnie can't be with us today.
No, Bonnie could not call us today or take our call today. She did phone me when I was on the road, and I pulled over because I didn't want to do anything illegal by answering my phone. And
Not when you're talking
on
to
the phone.
Bonnie.
So she did say that she was not able to take our call today because she was going to the eye doctor because she was seeing floaties. So we're hoping everything goes okay.
Yeah.
But she did give me the final word. And the final word from Bonnie, or the last word, is peace. Have peace with yourself, your family, and your friends, and even with your enemies. That's what she said.
Very nice.
And that's the final word or last word from Bonnie Runyon.
Even our enemies?
Yeah.
All right.
You got to work on that like Tom Hanks.
Okay.
I think by the time we're finished, we'll have peace with our enemies
Well, yeah,
today.
that's true. All right.
We got a lot of enemies.
We got a lot of peace to make. So,
Well, maybe she meant piece of pie. I don't know.
well, Thanksgiving's coming up, So, all right. That's it. So we'll see you
Yeah, we're next week.
next week.
Next week. The
Next
week before
week.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right then.
What is it to bring to the studio that day?
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
I
next
guess
week.
we will find out. All right. See you then.
You've been giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time and giggle on.